Title: The Haunting of Sarah, A Father's Promise. In an old house which looks like is under deep shadows and looks dark, a young girl named Sarah found herself haunted by a ghost in her dreams, and even when she is awake. Her nights were restless, filled with the whispers of unseen voices and the touch of icy fingers that sent shivers down her spine. There have been many nights when either she didn't sleep at all. Some nights she was stopped by her father John at the door, as she seemed to be following someone in her sleep. Every time her parents asked where she was going, she would tell them about a mysterious figure beckoning her, whispering, "She is waiting for you." This made her parents scared and worried at the same time. The situation continued for days, leaving John and his wife Venus deeply concerned. Then John made a decision that shook Venus and Sarah to the core. He told Sarah that the next time the ghost told her to follow him, she should do so, and he promised to follow her, vowing to protect her at all costs. Sarah trusted her father and accepted the suggestion. She got courage from his father's love. The father and daughter stood united against the unknown, ready to confront the haunting specter that had plagued their lives. The night came. As Sarah sat trembling in her room, the same ghostly figure materialized before her. The ghost whispered, "Sarah, we must leave now. Follow me." Sarah recoiled in fear, her voice trembling, asked, "Who are you? What do you want from me?" But Ghost said nothing, only extending a spectral hand towards her. Meanwhile, outside Sarah's room, her fader John listened intently, his heart heavy with concern. Somehow he knew who is the ghost and what he wants, and he let her daughter follow her. Even though she didn't want it to go, Sarah found herself drawn to the ghost and followed the shadow. As she is sleepwalking, she followed him through the dimly lit corridors of the house, to the empty streets, to a hospital, which was very less busy at this hour past midnight. John was following his daughter and the shadow from a distance, and did not let them go too far from his vision. With hesitant steps, Sarah entered the hospital. She can smell antiseptic, and also she noticed a nurse looking at her. Though seems like nurse recognized her and smiled. The smile looked friendly and known, but Sarah couldn't remember her. She quietly followed the shadow, which was not visible to anyone else except her. She found herself standing before a door, beyond which lay a room with soft light. Inside, a woman lay motionless upon a bed, her face peaceful in slumber. The shadow tells Sarah to go and talk to her mother, and Sarah was surprised and was in shock. As she moves towards the woman, she can see a picture of the woman, herself, and a man. They looked like a family in picture. She was surprised, and as the woman opens her eyes, she felt so happy and said, "Sarah, you are here. Where is your father? You were supposed to meet me 2 weeks back." By hearing this, she recollects what happened a few days back. They were so happy that day, as Sarah was meeting her mother after many months of chemo, and she was with her cousin Martha and her father James. As they drove, they had an accident on the way, and she doesn't remember what happened next, as she cries and hugs her mother. As Sarah hugs her mother, the shadow takes the form of James and tell her, "Sarah, I am your father, and I wanted to fulfill your mother's last wish. Doctor gave up on her treatment and they said she have few days, and she wanted to see you one last time. And I made her a promise that she will see you. The day we met with the accident, me and Martha, you cousin, we both lost our lives and you lost your memory. Since then I have been trying to fulfill my promise, but you were not remembering who I am. John enters the room and he can hear James' ghost speaking as cries out, "Big brother, I will take care of Sarah as my Martha." James, also weeping, says, "My be to their John, I know you will. I want to apologize to you, that you lost Martha in that accident." As they speak, Sarah's mother looks at James' shadow and understand why they didn't came 2 weeks back. Seeing his daughter for last time and knowing she is safe with John, she also realized the love of her life. James is not alive, and she has no reason to live now. She felt free to leave the world, and she dies holding Sarah's hand. Sarah, devastated by knowing she had lost both of her parents, starts crying in pain. But John consoles her, hugs her, and promises to love her like he would have loved Martha, her own daughter, and promises that he will be there for her like James and her mother, forever. Sarah hugs her uncle back, and she looks up and can feel both her parents are watching her and want her to be happy and smiling forever.